que eres mi amor, miles de estrellas en mi cielo, yeah. Estar contigo es lo que quiero, en ti sueño todos los días, pero en el anochecer quiero que no sean sueños, que en verdad yo soy tu dueño y tú seas mi mujer. Ya le dedico la luna a mi hermosa estrella, y no escuché lo que dicen, pa' mí eres bella. Eres perfecta por fuera, ya, y más perfecta por dentro.
I've been a bad boy, so Young is going to lock me in the basement for this lunch. We are going to Bodegon Alejandro, and this restaurant gets all kinds of reviews. It's definitely in the Michelin Guide. I don't think it has any Michelin stars, but there are people who reviewed this place and say, I don't know why it doesn't have Michelin stars. It's supposed to be really good. It's a traditional Basque menu. It's supposed to be excellent. It's down in the basement. There are no windows. We're going to do the best we can to have some light in our dinner or lunch, and we're looking forward to this one. Hola. So we are inside Bodegon Alejandro. We're looking forward to a nice, tasty lunch. They have a lot of interesting specials here, and I think we're going to order a couple of things off their special menu, at least appetizers, and then maybe we'll share a main course in case Young's still hungry, because, you know, she can eat a lot. So, and we're each going to have a glass of wine, and we're both kind of in the mood for a nice red Rioja, which I'm in the mood for always. And then later on we'll try some desserts. So I'll do 2 or 3 of them, and we should be good.
So what are we going to order?
Yeah. I noticed they also have pimientos padron. They may be doing it with hindias here because that's more common in the Basque country. I'm going to ask them that. We always like pimientos de padron. They're always good. Looking forward to another decadent lunch.
Yay!
They hindias or they pimientos de padron?
Yes.
They are hindias. Okay. I think we want to start with the tomato salad.
Okay, you're going to share the salad?
Yes, we'll share the salad.
Okay.
And then she was thinking about these squid, these chipirrones
Okay.
in their own
Chipirrones
Yes.
pintas.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. And then, you know, I think I'm going to try the pork loin. That sounds good.
Perfect.
That should be enough.
And wine?
And then, oh, that's right. We both want wine.
Okay.
I think we're both going to get the Luis Caña.
2 glasses of Luis Caña.
Yes.
You're going to have some water for the table?
Yes, please.
Prefer
Still.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good Spanish Rioja. This is the Luis Caña, 2015. I'm thinking those are like cheese crackers or something.
Yeah.
Really good, fresh tomato gazpacho. Got a nice garlic flavor. It's got a grassy, sweet flavor. Very good. Light, crisp, crunchy. Very nice. This is a stew of spider crab or changuro.
Oh, you
And
warm.
yes, it's a warm stew. And it's got a piu-piu sauce on top of it.
What's the pepper sauce?
That's basically like a mayonnaise made with the juices of the crab itself. It's very fishy for me. I can't really eat this, but
Yeah.
but you might like it because it's
No,
spider
I mean,
crab.
I like it, but it's salty. Spider crab is salty.
We got our tomato salad made with ugly tomatoes. And apparently the tomatoes are called ugly tomatoes here, but they are some of the best tomatoes you will ever taste. They're Basque style, and they're going to have such a rich, tomatoey, sweet, grassy flavor. They pour a little bit of olive oil over it, and they basically give you the salad with garlic flowers on it.
Yeah,
So you have a very
little
light
flowers.
garlic flavor, a heavy tomato flavor, and a little bit of olive oil flavor. And I am ready to try my first tomato from my tomato salad.
By the way, this is the best crab in San Sebastian so far. I tasted. So good.
Young was saying maybe next time we'll stay at a hotel that doesn't give us
Yeah.
breakfast, and we'll just get bread and eat that for breakfast every day.
Hotel breakfast is amazing, but it's just the bread is not like the one here.
This is my favorite ugly tomato salad I've ever had.
So delicate. Look at it. They took all the skin off. Look. Peel off all the skin. This tomato.
I'm just eating the garlic flour.
Cold.
Perfect, right? In the U.S., you don't refrigerate tomatoes because there's a chemical in tomatoes that disappears once you refrigerate it. But apparently here they do, and it's still amazing. And the garlic flowers are very mild in garlic flavor.
Yeah. Maybe you eat it with the flour.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
more garlic.
Yeah. It's so simple, such a simple dish. They've taken these tomatoes, they've taken off the skin, they cover it in olive oil, they have garlic flowers, and they sprinkle a little salt on it.
That's it.
You know, use good ingredients, honor the ingredient, don't overwork it. You know, it's interesting, there's two completely opposite styles of cooking here in Basque Country. You have this, which is take the basic ingredients, let the ingredients shine through. Then you have molecular cuisine, where you basically take an ingredient and convert it into something completely different from what it is. And both styles are just amazing to eat. A few years ago, we ate at a restaurant here, a Michelin-starred restaurant called Aquelarre. And Aquelarre, they do almost all molecular cuisine, and that has 2 Michelin stars, and it's a great place. Also, there's a place around here called Arzak that some people say is the best restaurant in the world. It also has several Michelin stars. We almost ate at there the last time we were here, and then we had the pandemic shutdown, so we couldn't come. And then this trip we said, you know what, let's not do the Michelin star experience. We'll do the other restaurants in San Sebastian that are just as good but that don't have stars. And we're very happy with what we've done here. Glass of wine, some water. I'm not drinking wine with the tomatoes because the acid in the tomatoes will probably make the wine not taste as good. I'm waiting until I get my main course, which is a pork cutlet, and I'll have that with my wine.
Really beautiful color, work of art. Wow.
And my mashed potatoes look very smooth and creamy.
Oh,
Look at
this
this.
mashed
Mashed potatoes, and look at this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, these are really smooth and creamy. They have cheese in them. And they are served as a side dish to the pork loin, which is sliced very thin and has a light gravy on them. And I think these are mushrooms on the top.
Oh, squid is good, almost like a square. Oh, wow. I can't wait to dig in.
Very nice pork flavor to the pork.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
Is it as good as it looked to you?
Yeah. Squid is so soft. sweet, a little bit salty for my taste. So I'm going to use my bread. And I wish I have some pasta. Very good. Very good. Wow. I love it.
They've chopped up the mushrooms really fine and put it on top of the pork. And then the gravy is like a pork and mushroom gravy. And then the cheese is very rich. Or the mashed potatoes are very rich and full of cheese. That's a good combination overall. This pork has a lot of sage flavor to it. It also has the mushroom, the strong mushroom flavor. The mushrooms are slightly salty, but it doesn't overwhelm because you don't have a ton of mushrooms on top of it. You have a little bit of salty mushrooms in the center of the loin of pork. You have a nice gravy. The gravy is not too salty. And overall, it works out really well. And then you've got the cheese, potatoes on the side to make everything ultra rich. It's a pretty decadent meal. Another one. We've been having nothing but decadent meals the whole time we're here. This trip, the way we planned it, Young and I are we're having breakfast at the hotel each morning, and then we're making reservations for one meal. So in this case, today it's lunch. Yesterday it was lunch. The day before it was lunch. Tomorrow night it's going to be dinner. And then the day after that is lunch. And the way that we've set it up is that if we're hungry beyond the one meal that we've reserved, we're going to go out for pinchos. So, normally when we come to San Sebastian, we don't make reservations. And the reason is you can usually just walk into any restaurant and get a seat. But since the pandemic, you generally have to reserve at restaurants in order to get a seat. And I decided, well, let's go to these restaurants. I'd like to try them. They're really well recommended. And so we've been reserving at these restaurants, and we've been doing one a day. And so far, we haven't been disappointed.
Very minimum decoration down here. I think because they have a limitation. It's located in the basement, so and the room is so tiny. They try to maximize the space. I think that's the reason the decoration is so minimal. And then wait staff, well, all of them are very friendly. They all speak English, and they're very, very nice.
A lot of people, they tell you come to San Sebastian and they have all of these Michelin-star restaurants, and a lot of people have to go to the Michelin-star restaurants. You want to go to Arzak, you want to go to Akalari, you want to go to Echevarri Barbecue, those places. But you're told you don't have to go to a Michelin-star restaurant to get good food in San Sebastian. Right. But here, this is one of the restaurants they speak about when they tell you you can get food just as good as Michelin-star restaurants in your average street restaurant in San Sebastian. In the Pinchos bar, this doesn't serve pinchos, but this one is a restaurant, and it's a non-Michelin-star restaurant, but it's part of the Michelin Guide, and it's very good. And this is one of the restaurants you should definitely try if you want to try top-end food without spending a fortune. And now for the best part of lunch. A very flaky crust, soft apples, little caramelized on the top. Apples are slightly cooked but very crunchy, very sweet. You can taste a little honey from the glaze on the top. Ice cream. It's a rosemary ice cream. I'm not thrilled with rosemary flavor, even with the apples, but it does go well with the tart. The apple tart itself, anytime you're in northern Spain, their apples are always very good, and their apple tarts and apple pies are always delicious. That's a very, very delicate tart. Again, the whipped cream has rosemary flavor, but the apple tart looks delicious and it tastes delicious, and I don't need the ice cream or the whipped cream to make it decadent. It's really good. So every meal here ends with a log full of cookies. These are the prize. That was a vanilla meringue.
Give some for me. Oh my God.
This is like a chocolate manteca, a little bit.
Wow.
And then this feels like it may be a marzipan. In all, that was a very satisfying lunch. Not too expensive. For the two of us, it was 82 euros, which that included the appetizer, the main course for everybody, my dessert, and the wine. So it was a nice, pleasant, not too expensive, quality lunch, what you would expect from a Michelin-star restaurant. Even though this doesn't have Michelin stars, it certainly is the quality of one. Come here, try it when you're in town, make a reservation. This is not a pinchos bar. You're not going to be able to walk in and have pinchos. You're going to have to sit down and have a meal.